Hi, good morning. So, for plus 2 students, for the general studies, the third unit is Cultural Heritage of India. So, we have to be an Indian, but to be an Indian, you must know what India is and what India was in the past. There have been several books written on the cultural heritage of India. You might have heard about A.L. Basham, a great European who wrote the book The Wonder That Was India. That is how actually Europeans understood India better because they came here, studied Sanskrit, learned about our ancient lore, our literature, our Vedas, Upanishads. Lot of these ancient writings were translated to English and other European languages. So their contribution was great in projecting the better part of India to the world. So the wonder that was India. India was a wonder according to them, or as they have understood. Jawaharlal Nehru has written the book The Discovery of India. If you can read any of these books, that would be great. It will give you an idea about the ancient India. We have ancient history books also, and present day narratives we have many written by several writers who are living today. Prominent among them is Shashi Tharoor. He has written a book, Why I Am a Hindu. It's a beautiful book, and he goes through all the stages of the development of India as a nation. So, all these will give us an idea about the cultural past of India. So, while living in India, we must know what India really is. So, the objectives are clearly stated here to familiarize the students with the historical framework that has shaped the common cultural heritage of India. Then, to develop in students appreciation for the basic principles, perspectives, and approaches to life and living that were deeply thought by Indian seers and sages, adopted by Indian people in life from time to time, and that has given a unique syncretic heritage and culture to our country. Then, develop in students appreciation for the richness and syncretic nature of arts, music, dance, paintings, then crafts and architecture, monuments, etc., of the Indian subcontinent. And also to elaborate on the basic characteristics of Indian culture. And finally, to develop pride in the rich cultural heritage as well as the multi pronged achievements of the country in various fields. So, where do we start the study of India? Usually, we go to the Indus Valley civilization. So, first thing you have to understand, we are talking about a nation with minimum of 5,000 years of history. See, Indus Valley civilization started in 3000 BC, or from that time onwards, there was a great civilization on the shores of the rivers Indus. You know the branches of the Indus River, and the very word Hindu came from this river Indus. So we had a great civilization. People used to live in bath-attached rooms in those days. They had swimming pools. Such a great civilization existed in India even in 3000 BC. So altogether we have a history of 5,000 years. You think of America. Columbus reached America in 1492. So their modern history starts from there. of course, they had the Mayan culture, the indigenous culture, the Red Indian culture, before that. But of course, the modern history of America starts in around 1500. So 500 years. Think of that. America has a history of 500 years, but India has a history of 5,000 years. Think of the Great Britain. In England, they had a king. I have told you before, they had a king. King Alfred was the first official king of England. He ascended the throne in 8th century AD. So they have a political history of only 12 centuries. But think of India, we have a political or a cultural history of 50 centuries. The basic difference you have to understand. Of course, there had been other civilizations like the Chinese civilization, the Mesopotamian, the Egyptian, the Greek. There were other civilizations, the Latin civilizations, but in the BC, there had been other great movements and cultural heritages in the world. But of course, when we think of India, this is the period that we have. We have a history spanning 50 plus centuries. First, you have to understand this historical background. Then, what shaped the real India? We had so many thinkers, so many seers, so many sages, our ancient rishis and mathematicians, architects, our artists and writers, all joined together, great religious leaders joined together in giving us the India as what it is today. Think of the religions. India gave birth to many or the most prominent religions of the world. Think of Hinduism, one of the major religions of the world. Think of Buddhism. Think of Jainism, Sikhism. All these religions developed in India. India is the seat of at least 4 major world religions. But of course, we received the Jews and the Zoroastrians and we opened our doors to all religions and cultures. We never said no to any other people, especially the persecuted people. When Jews were persecuted, we received them. We welcomed them as our own friends and relatives. When the Zoroastrians were persecuted in Persia and other regions of the world, we opened up our gates to them. The only one Zoroastrian university in the world today, that is in Mumbai. So think of that. The seat of how many religions? Baha'i religion, the most modern one. They are so powerful. So we have never closed our doors to anyone. So we had our own cultural heritage and we received from other people also. India, I told you about King Alfred, 8th century in England. So, but think of the Maurya, the empires in India in the BC, the Mauryan empires, the Gupta Empire. So we had great empires and emperors in India, even in the BCs. And then came the Mughal emperors, so they also contributed to our culture. Think of the Taj Mahal built by a Mughal emperor.